Welcome to another Noble Wisdom Quickie. Tonight's topic is from Lightworker to Light Warrior. It's July 20th, 2022, and it's time to step up. The topic we did the other night, I mentioned Light Warrior, and disclaimer here. I had only heard the term for the first time maybe the day before, and it really struck me as so powerful. We're all familiar with Lightworker, that terminology, but Light Warrior, it struck a deep chord within me. I have been a healer working in metaphysical medicine, holistic medicine for over 20 years. I've been using holistic medicine for almost all my life. And I don't have a title. My guides didn't want me to use shaman or mystic or any of those other terms that most people use. So when I heard that Light Warrior, I thought, that could apply to me. Maybe that works for me. And let's talk about it and see if it works for you. Kudos, or a shout out, whatever you call it, to Heather, who mentioned it to me. I should share that I always check with my guides before I do anything. Working with others, working with myself. Sometimes I forget for myself, but I don't forget for other people. They've been with me a long time, and we have done remarkable, amazing things together. And that's a whole other story, but I trust them. They have helped me and so many, countless others. They know what they speak of. So when I asked them about Light Warrior, I said, what's the difference between Light Warrior and Light Worker? And when I said Light Worker, they like reached out and embraced me, embracing all of us, saying like, this is who you are. We're light workers. We're energy beings. We are beings made of energy. Here on Earth, we feel like we're physical because that's how we interact with the world around us, with the trees, with the stone nation. If you could see all the stones that I have up here. Anyway, that's how we interact. But in reality, we are made of energy. And that's who we truly are, and that's who they are, right? When you feel grace, when you feel your guides, they are in spirit, just like you. So that was their response, like showing me, we're all light workers. We're all made of energy. And when we are walking in love, then we're doing the work. And I asked about Light Warriors. They got solemn. Stood up straight, looked in the distance. That's another animal indeed. Being a Light Warrior means to stand tall, to be true, to take the actions, make the choices, say the things that aren't necessarily popular, that aren't necessarily safe, that aren't necessarily in conjunction and are in alignment with what others around you are thinking or doing. It's so easy to walk around and get away with little stuff all the time, right? You go to the grocery store, any store, and the cashier gives you too much change. It's easy to just walk away and be like, oh, thank you, Source gave me extra money. But in reality, as a Light Warrior, you're going to give it back. Actually, as a Light Worker, you would too. But as a Light Warrior, the examples are going to be tougher. And let me see if I can get one. they're talking about like injustices. When you see things that are going on around you that are not in the highest good. And I don't care what color skin you have, what religion you are, what country you're from, what socioeconomic group you're in. It is completely wrong to allow anyone else to be less than in any way. It's okay to have more money than somebody else. It's okay to be taller than somebody else. It's okay to be fatter than somebody else. But it's never okay to be better than somebody else. I am half Mexican. Do I look like it? No, of course not. I should say of course not. I'm saying obviously not. I don't look Mexican. I don't walk Mexican. I don't walk around and people don't treat me differently for being Mexican because they don't realize that I am. So I've been sensitive about that my whole life. And in school, when I was a girl, it's not so much now, it's not so obvious now, but it was blatant when I was young. And the other kids, people, the adults around you, they all talked about, I don't even want to say the words, but they were referring to the Mexicans. There weren't a lot of African Americans where I grew up. Not in the neighborhood I was in Chicago. There was one in our school, Torsten Harris. I always wondered whatever happened to him. I really liked him. Anyway, and then we moved to the suburbs, and there really weren't any. So I'm talking about Mexicans. And they would be denigrated here, there, up and down, backwards and forwards. And it hurt me. But I didn't let it stop me. I was always sticking up for them, and I was always saying things to try and educate those that were talking about what the situation was and how they were being so unjust and not recognizing what they were saying was wrong. And I do it still to this day. It doesn't come up as often, but I do it. Standing in the grocery store at a deli counter one time, there were two people when I walked up. One was a white man, he was being taken care of. The other one was a little Mexican lady. I'm fairly tall for a woman, and she was little. And the clerk saw me, went to me next when she was done with the guy. And I said, no, she was here first. And the deli worker and the woman were both looking at me like, what is wrong with you? Anyway, so I just stood back and I wouldn't say anything until she took care of the other lady. Was I in danger? No. Was anybody in danger? No. But I stood up, and you can stand up. Being a light warrior, especially now, is more and more important. I don't care if it's your best friend from bosomhood. You have to correct people. Your children, your family, your neighbors, your co-workers. Do it lovingly, do it peacefully, do it calmly, but do it. Again, the guides are talking about, and this is true no matter what, right? They're with you. They're always with you. And when you stand up, they'll help you. They'll hold you. You don't need to be afraid. They'll hold you. We all know of people that have stood up and have had horrible consequences, right? And I pray that doesn't happen for you. On the other hand, if that was your purpose and that's what you came here and that's what you're going to do, then I applaud you and I love you and have so much honor and respect for you. I don't know. For those that know me, you know I'm going to cry. Okay. So be a light warrior. Be a light warrior. Be strong. Be faithful. Have faith. Know that it's all going to come out in the end okay. It will. I promise it will. And they promise. You know it will. Okay. Thanks for being with me. And thanks for ignoring my neighbor's air conditioning and focusing on the lovely birds in the background rather than the air conditioning, right? That's a good little lesson. I'm here for you. We're here for you. If you have any questions, comments, you want elaboration, you want to discuss it, contact me in the comments below. Get a hold of us, Noble Wisdom Community on Facebook, anywhere. We'd love to share with you. And if so moved, hit that subscribe button down there. It helps us out. Thank you.